What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, NFL DFS video. This video is for Week 11. We're going to go through all of the rankings. So we're going to go through quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end rankings. Can be used for season long and DFS as well. So we also have the defense and kicker rankings as well. Those aren't as popular as the other ones just because, like, if you're playing for DFS, you're not paying attention to those for the most part. A lot of people just, 99% of lineups will just punt the defense unless there's just a very, very juicy matchup. So those will all be on the website, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, but we will not go over those. So what we'll do is we'll go over the top 10 at each position. We have a ton on. We have all the quarterbacks. Then we have, I believe, over 100 running backs, wide receivers, and then tight ends is like 50 or 60. So you can check those out. These rankings are as of Tuesday morning. We've got a lot of news. So what we'll do is we'll put these rankings out Tuesday or Wednesday, and we'll update them Sunday morning before kickoff with any last-minute news because we know a lot of things happen between Tuesday and practice on Friday or Saturday, and then kickoff on Sunday. Like last week, OBJ signed, and then Robert Woods tore his ACL on Friday, so we had to update everything Sunday morning. So definitely check that out. There are some COVID-related news, so, Big Ben, we don't know if he's going to be in or out. Kyler and D-Hop are questionable, probably looking at game time decisions again like we saw last couple of weeks where they were ultimately ruled out. So that is something to pay attention to. Depending on when you watch this video, we will not have an updated video, but on Sunday morning, if you check these the articles out, they will be updated normally by 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. Central. So definitely check that out. So before we get started, if you are not already a subscriber to our YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button. It really does help out immensely. Check out the website, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com as well. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can do them down below, or you can email me, support@FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. So with that being said, if this video gets 50 likes by Sunday morning, 50 likes, we will throw out a FanDuel and DraftKings GPP lineup for the main slates here. We'll pin them in the comments section. You can also check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com/plans. We have one plan now. It's monthly, $19.99 for a month. Gets you a full month of MMA, NFL, and PGA DFS content, along with any questions, comments you have, rankings for this as well. So that also includes sports betting. So last week on sports betting, and I'll show you, not everybody will win every single bet. If you see something like Vegas Dave, if you know who that is, guy's a clown. He does not win as much as he says. These are the bets from this past, so far. We have all the weeks. This does need to be updated. This will be updated. All the weeks here, as you saw in week 10, 6-3. We do player props, we do money lines, we do spreads, we do them all there. So definitely check that out. We will update these. These are usually updated. Normally we'll have one or two for Thursday Night Football, and then we'll move to the main Sunday, Monday slate there. So that being said, you get all of this for that price. So looking at the quarterbacks. Now, this does not take into effect weather yet because, again, the weather between Tuesday and Sunday completely can change. When we factor that in, that is when they are updated on Sunday morning. So week 11, we start with Josh Allen as he hosts Carson Wentz and the Colts 1 week after dominating the Jets. And that is what I like. So you can check this out and you can click these hyperlinks here. It'll take you to each of the rankings there. So number 1, I've got Josh Allen versus Indy. Number 2 is Patrick Mahomes versus Dallas. Now, it's been a tale of two Patricks this year. He's gotten dominated. He's gotten intercepted. And then last week, I think 5 touchdowns with no interceptions in that game. Absolutely dominated on Sunday Night Football. So looking at that, I've got Patrick Mahomes at number 2 versus Dallas. Hopefully that game is a shootout. Hopefully the over-under. I haven't even looked at the over-unders yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be upwards of 50, 52, 55 in that range. Number 3, Lamar Jackson versus Chicago. The problem is Lamar, he looked like absolute dog water on Thursday Night Football last week. Just terrible. Wasn't doing much. Didn't really. I think he rushed for like 30 yards or something like that. So I've got a number 3 right now against Chicago at the Windy City. Number 4 is Aaron Rodgers at Minnesota. Looked a little bit rusty last week coming back. Only had 1 day of practice, I believe. Or I don't even know if he got any practice in. But he came back. He's been in the league for 17 years. He doesn't really need practice. But he looked a little bit rusty. Now after getting hopefully a full week of practices in, should be good to go, ready to dominate Kirk and the Minnesota Vikings. Number 5 is Tom Brady versus the Giants. This is a primetime game. Brady's coming off a absolutely atrocious Week 10 where he lost he just looked bad. He had interceptions, but I don't like how the stats are. You'll see he had 2 interceptions or whatever it is. It doesn't take into effect that the receivers dropped the ball or tipped the ball up and the defender caught it. So I understand that the stats don't look good, but I mean that's not all on him. They should have, there should be a different way to show interceptions, stuff like that. So coming off a bad game, now gets a nice matchup against the Giants. Think he's going to be angry. He's going to come out. He's going to want to rock it here. So love Tom Brady here at number 5. Number 6 is Dak at Kansas City. I know this place gets extremely loud, but Dak can throw the ball. We saw them absolutely dominate last week. And I love Dak here going into Kansas City. Hopefully the over-under is high. We can take that over-under and we can run with it there. So just kind of looking what the over-under is. As of right now, the over-under, where's it at? What are we missing? Where's this over-under at? It's at 55.5. Chiefs are a 2.5-point favorite. Open up at 3 in the afternoon. Still love that here. Love Dak. Love a CeeDee Lamb stack there. Maybe Schultz as well. And you can throw in Zeke. Number 7 is Jalen Hurts versus New Orleans. Number 8 is Justin Herbert versus Pittsburgh. There is a few COVID-related concerns with this game. There's several players and staff. Big Ben, Joey Bosa, I believe, as well. And I think there's a few others, so this is something to monitor moving forward. Number 9 is Kyler at Seattle. I love this if he plays. This is something to pay attention to. Haven't heard any yes or no either way, so look at Kyler there. And number 10 is Kirk Cousins versus Green Bay. It's not prime time, so he probably shouldn't shit the bed as much as normal. Moving, and obviously we have all the quarterbacks there, but moving to the running backs there, we can check this out. Love Christian McCaffrey here. I've seen a couple of message boards where they're like, and I'm assuming they're players that just started playing fantasy, but they're like, with Cam Newton back at the helm, which he should be this week, will Christian McCaffrey value go down? No. They've played together before, and McCaffrey dominated when that happened. So, love McCaffrey here. Absolutely love Christian McCaffrey. Not going to be surprised if he gets 100+ on the ground, 100+ in the air in week 1. So that being said, love McCaffrey, number 1 versus Washington. Number 2 is Jonathan Taylor at Buffalo. Now, Jonathan Taylor he needs 1 more yard to overtake Derrick Henry for the most yards. They're both at 937, Henry being out for most likely the year. Jonathan Taylor will be the new number 1 running back. He is getting a staunch Buffalo defense to run against, though, but I don't think that should be a problem with him. Number 3 is Zeke versus Kansas City. Kansas City really can't stop very many people. They did last week, but Zeke was going into that game with a supposed ankle or knee injury, and he dominated for 3+ scores. So love Zeke here at number 3. Number 4 is Dalvin Cook versus Green Bay. I like this matchup. Still kind of, the assault allegations, who's the actual victim, who's the perpetrator, we don't know. It didn't affect last week. as long as everything's good to go, Cook should start. I think he should dominate here versus Green Bay. Number 5 is Austin Eckler against Pittsburgh. I like this more a little bit because he does catch some balls more than run. Number 6 is Naji Harris. I love this matchup here. He is the go-to, the bell cow back here in Pittsburgh. Number 7 is DeAndre Swift at Cleveland. Cleveland's defense started off really well this season, and they've just been getting steamrolled this past few weeks. Love DeAndre Swift there. Number 8 is James Conner, being the number 1 running back now in Arizona. Iffy last week with the whole quarterback thing, and they were playing from behind. Love James. If Kyler's back, I love James Conner here just because the game should be competitive enough where they're not getting blown out, where they're just having to throw the ball. So I do love James Conner here. Would love him even more if, in fact, we get D-Hop back, we get Kyler back, because they're going to have to stack around and pay attention to them as well, which should open up some runs for Connor. Number 9 is Elijah Mitchell. Now, this one's one of those iffy ones. He has a broken finger, but he should be good to go. Again, this will be updated Sunday morning once he gets practices through and sees if he's able to go completely. So I do have him at number 9 because he is facing Jacksonville. And number 10 is Leonard Fournette at the New York Giants here. Love Fournette here, especially if the game is competitive with Brady being Brady and not what we saw last week. Fournette should feast here. Moving to the wide receiver rankings, you got Stephon Diggs there. I had him in almost all of our lineups last week, and he did not disappoint. Love him again this week to match with our number 1 quarterback for the week. Number 1, Stephon Diggs versus the Indy defense here. Number 2 is Davante Adams at Minnesota. Think he balls out here with having a full week there with practice again with Aaron Rodgers. I love Davante Adams here. Don't be surprised if he has double-digit catches and over 100 yards in this week. Number 3 is Tyreek Kill versus Dallas. He's going to feast. We know that. The problem is with DFS, super expensive. It's, for the most part, you want to stack your quarterback with at least one of your wide receivers. That would be Tyreek Kill because you know he's going to get fed the ball. The problem is they're always priced super high. That is the problem when building DFS lineups. Number 4 is Justin Jefferson versus Green Bay. He's been coming on, showing signs of what he did last year, so I love Justin Jefferson here. Number 5 is A.J. Brown versus Houston, with Julio Jones being down. Again, I mean, this was always A.J. Brown's team, but we should see him feast again. Number 6, CeeDee Lamb at Kansas City. Love it, where I think a lot of people are going to see last week's performance, and they're going to see Kansas City, Mahomes with 5 touchdowns. I like this side of the ball. I like Dak. I like CeeDee Lamb. I like Schultz. I like Zeke here. So I love CeeDee Lamb here at number 6. Number 7 is Mike Evans. Didn't really do a ton last week. They got blown out. They did not look good. I think he comes back strong here against the Giants. Got him at number 7. Number 8 is Debo. He started off extremely slow this year. Turned it on so far. And he gets a fantastic matchup against Jacksonville's defense. So I've got Debo at number 8 right now. Number 9 is Chris Godwin versus the Giants. And number 10 is Keenan Allen versus Pittsburgh. Now, I know Pittsburgh's defense is pretty good in the secondary. Let's look at that. Love Keenan Allen here because I think they're going to have to try to contain both Allen. You've got Eckler. You've got Mike Williams as well, and I think Allen could come along strong there. Then we move to the tight ends. It's very hard to not like Travis Kelce any given week here. So we've got number 1 is Travis Kelce versus Dallas. Number 2 is George Kittle versus Jacksonville. I wouldn't be surprised at a San Francisco stack this week. Number 3 is Mark Andrews. Problem is, I had him a lot of places last Thursday night. Didn't do a ton just because both quarterbacks just didn't want to throw the ball last Thursday night. I think we should abolish Thursday Night Football. Just get rid of it. But we got Mark Andrews here. Mark Andrews obviously goes where Lamar goes. So if Lamar is on, Mark Andrews is his favorite, one of his 2 favorite targets. Marquise Hollywood Brown would be technically probably his first favorite target. Number 4 is Darren Waller versus Cincy. Got a great matchup. Derek Carr's got to get him the ball more. I actually just traded Darren Waller and Jonathan Taylor away in my season-long league. I got some first-round picks for there. Darren Waller, while we know he's a stud, he's just not getting the ball thrown. I saw someone's stupid comment about, is Darren Waller back on drinking again? It's like, people just, like, no, the ball isn't getting thrown to him. Like, people online, for the most part, the comment sections, people are dumb. And they think it's funny. It's not funny. I mean, I would get it if he was like the quarterback and the quarterback wasn't throwing. He looked drunk. I get that. Darren Waller not getting the ball thrown to him has nothing to do with him. So I've got Darren Waller at 4. The problem is Derek Carr's got to throw him the ball more. These could change as well. Kyle Pitts, number 5. So Cordarrelle Patterson's going to miss X amount of weeks, they said. So monitor that situation. So that takes a wide receiver / running back threat out of there. I did have Cordarrelle in our last week's video, and I hyped him up because I said you could technically have 4 running backs in your lineup because he's a wide receiver, but he runs as a running back. Then you've got your flex. Then he got hurt, so that kind of sucked. He got hurt pretty early. Kyle Pitts could take those looks that Patterson was getting. So I love Kyle Pitts here against New England, but hopefully they can put up more than, I think, 3 points. So looking at Kyle Pitts to get some more points than last week. Number 6, TJ Hawkinson. This isn't Hawkinson's fault. It's Jared Goff's fault. Jared Goff looked like crap. He was just literally dump passing every single time, and it wasn't to Hawkinson. It was to his running backs for the most part. So Hawk here at number 6 against Cleveland, whose defense has been getting dominated. Number 7, Hunter Henry at Atlanta. I believe this is a fantastic matchup for him. He had 2 touchdowns last week. Looks to be coming on strong here. Atlanta's defense isn't good. I love this here. Number 8 is Mike Gesicki versus the Jets. The Jets are bad. Number 9 is Dalton Schultz at Kansas City. Like I said, I love a Dallas stack in this week. And number 10, Pat Freiermuth. Now, it depends. I love Freiermuth more here, but I love him more if Big Ben is in there because Big Ben loves him. We saw he just didn't get much last week with Mason Rudolph there. So that is the top 10 at each position. If you want to see, we do have a ton tight ends here, 81 tight ends at there. With wide receivers, as of right now, more will be thrown out there. But wide receivers, we have 115 wide receivers, which huge. So definitely check that out. Running backs. These can help with your stardom, sit-em questions for season long as well, because they are there. Running backs, 108 as of now, but these will change as well. So when we update these Sunday morning, we will take out the Thursday night players. So those will be removed. So there'll be less players, but those will be removed from there. And if you want to go, fantasyteamadvisor.com/plans, you can check this out. 1 month for $19.99. You can join, access. It will auto-renew unless you cancel. So comments, questions, concerns, get them down below. If you do want to win a free week of content, which will get you MMA, NFL, and PGA for 7 days, you can like the video, leave a comment, tell me what quarterback is going to throw for the most amount of yards this week and how many yards will they throw for. So got to be a subscriber, got to like the video, got to tell me what quarterback will. And if this video gets 50 likes, like I said at the beginning, we will give out a FanDuel and DraftKings GPP lineup in the comments section. So good luck in week 11. Any stardom, send them questions, get them down below as well. We'll try to answer those. And good luck, and let's bring up some bacon, guys.